Thank you, Jairus. He's been such an inspiration for all of us over the years, and we've really come to learn more things about what pharmacy means to us, so we thank you again. And for our next speaker, we have to do a little transformation here.
So our next speaker is among the greats with Bill Nye, Doctor Who, James Bond, and Frank Sinatra. For with a great bow tie comes great responsibility. And no one knows this better than Marshall.
He's been a key piece in our class's sanity over the years, and he may be the most impeccably dressed valedictorian this college has ever seen.
Please help us welcome Marshall to our stage.
Say it's good to be known for something, and there's things you can be known for that are a lot worse than that, so that's all right. So I told you I would be up here again. I'm surprised that my classmates voted for me to be the valedictorian tonight. They've heard enough of me speaking throughout the years in front of the class, especially this past year. I did some class rep related stuff, but I don't know, I guess they're not tired of my voice yet, so we're going to go through this anyways. So good evening again. It's a pleasure to stand before you today and deliver this valedictorian address. I didn't get to really introduce myself earlier very much, but my name's Marshall. I come from a small town called Plainside, Saskatchewan. I usually just tell people Swift Current since nobody has any clue where that is. I'm a big basketball fan. Go Raptors. And I got into pharmacy off the wait list. Who else is a waitlister here? Yeah, okay, 2 others, okay. So I was expecting more, but that's okay. Just let me have a drink. So I figured we might as well just own it at this point. So. Before I reflect back on the last 4 years of pharmacy, of our many long nights of not sleeping, of staring at closed textbooks, scrolling through our Facebook feeds, and by the way, this is the new Webster's Dictionary definition of studying, I want to take an opportunity to just say one last thank you coming from me. We've done a really good job of thanking everybody tonight, from all sorts of family members, friends, siblings, parents, cousins, brothers, uncles, twice removed. I'm thinking I have an uncle twice removed, but even them. And to the TCU staff for a great meal, for a great venue, to Callie and Dylan for giving us some great MCs tonight. So yeah, no, it's been really good. So all of you have encouraged us to chase our dreams. You've given us lots of yourselves, financially, parents especially, emotionally, that might be parents as well, but it could be everybody here. And you've also given lots of your time, and you've given up lots of your time with us as well. So we thank you for that. And a huge thank you to Courtney and Calvin. I don't think I've received enough recognition for tonight for all the work they've done to put on this event. So I just want to clap for Courtney and Calvin. It's hard to believe that tonight we're remembering back on 4 years that we've spent in the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition together. It seems like just yesterday we were looking up at the 4th years when we were in first year thinking that we'll never reach their level. But I'm thankful to say that we've made great use of our 4 years by building a knowledge base, experience, but most importantly, relationships with each other. Throughout our schooling, one of the main themes that we've been talking about, which is more of a current topic in pharmacy, is the expanded scope of practice. I heard someone mention recently that they thought it might be silly to continue to call it an expanded scope when at this point it kind of just is the scope of practice for pharmacists. And I think it's really cool. When we arrived in the college back in September of 2014, professional services like intern supplies and SMAPs, maybe only the graduates understand what I'm saying right now, but it's fine. They had only recently been approved by the Ministry of Health, and since then many things have come into play, with pharmacists taking over the majority of influenza vaccinations, prescribing for a variety of conditions as well. And just recently, we were given authority to manage methadone in specific situations. So it's crazy to see how the profession of pharmacy is advancing just throughout our time in pharmacy, and it seems like the sky's the limit at this point. Needless to say, the profession of pharmacy is not what it was when we were admitted to the college, but I would argue it is so much greater than that. And the greatest of all these advancements actually occurred just this morning. I don't know if you heard about it, but the healthcare field in Saskatchewan was blessed to receive the greatest convocation group of Bachelor of Science in Pharmacies that this province has ever received. So give yourselves a round of applause. So I'm so proud of all of us. We've survived our entrance essays, organic chemistry labs, the business case competition. I was waiting to see if I might hear a few gags out there. That was a hard one for me. IPDLs, our first time in a pharmacy, our first time in a hospital, impossible therapeutics exams, so it seemed, and a fire alarm during our college exam. We faked our way through medchem, calculations, law, ethics. We steamrolled our way to back-to-back Mr. Pharmacy championships. Shout out to Dylan and Calvin. And I would argue that we had enough talent left over to make a three-peat had we had another chance this year, but we were on our rotations. And we guessed our way through those PBCs, am I right? But we all passed. We've had a lot of practice guessing. Our class has been infamously known for two things over the past 4 years. Relentless refusal to speak up in class. Dr. Mansell likes that one, yeah. And being the most well-represented class at every single social event. We showed up. And sometimes that was it. In fact, we partied so well that the college had to stop hosting our famous pharmacy bush parties. My favorite memories with this class occurred at two such social events. The Christmas caroling at our professors' homes this past December, and our post-PBC bash that Ian hosted just over a week ago. And you'll note that these are two of the times where it has been just our class all together in one place, and while we may have been missing a few people, those were my favorite times, and probably a lot of yours as well. This class has been more of a family than friends to each other over the last 4 years. Everyone gets along with and cares for everyone, and it's been such a blessing to spend my degree with all of you. Remember, you'll go from here today to do bigger and better things with 84 great friends supporting you and cheering you on to become the best you can be at whatever you choose to do. I know it's cliche, so I'm going to say it quickly, but tonight's not going to end in goodbye, it's going to be just till next time, okay? But really, I'm very excited to hear from all of you guys in the next few years because I know you'll be doing amazing, great things that only you are capable of doing. We're entering our respective pharmacy practices during what I would call the golden age of pharmacy. We have so many responsibilities and opportunities that are new to the pharmacists, and I want to encourage you all and remind you that we are the drug experts. When you come across a situation where you disagree with the patient's medication regimen, don't assume it's right just because everybody else is okay with it. Only you have been trained to seek out and identify those drug therapy problems. Be an ambassador for your patients. Remember, you are the quickest and often the first point of contact for a patient when they seek help for a multitude of problems. Even if it's out of your scope to help them, be the person that connects them with the help they need. Be a healthcare translator. Your patients are more used to hearing medical jargon than you know, and taking the time to simplify and explain things for them will make all the difference. When you take the time to ensure patients understand their healthcare decisions, they will get to play an active role, which is what that patient-centered care is all about. Wherever you end up when you go from here, whether Saskatoon or a small town, out of province or out of the country, hospital or community, own your role as a pharmacist. Never drop barriers in what you can and can't accomplish. Seek to do things in new and better ways. Be innovators, create a niche, and master your trade. Don't be afraid to raise hairs or go against the grain when it's for the benefit of your patients. Don't let anyone look down on you simply because you're young in your trade, but rather use your youth to set an example for those who have lost their ambition. So So I've obviously never done a valedictorian speech before. This is my first graduation. I think it's going pretty well so far. But I did cheat, I'll be honest, and I Googled how to do a valedictorian speech. It was not helpful. I did, however, get to watch some YouTube videos of some other people doing valedictorian speeches, and I noticed that they're doing a lot of reflecting. So I think I'll just reflect in front of you here a little bit. Remember in third year when Dr. Mansell's SPEP student examined Calvin's feet in front of the entire class? That was the most nauseating experience of my life. Do you remember every day in class when Justine would sneeze only once? I don't either. For background, for those of you who don't know, she sneezes 15 times in a row. Remember the story Jeff told in front of the class that one day about crashing his car? I call BS on that story. Pixar, it didn't happen, buddy. Remember when Dr. Blackburn's belt wasn't quite tight enough? Remember Joey's perfect attendance? At exams. Remember Terry? Terry. I'm still waiting for Mrs. Dam's I Heart Terry Dam t-shirts to show up at one of our grad fundraisers in the future. Had I been more prepared, I would rip open my shirt right now to show that I'm wearing one, but I'm not, so just pretend it happened. Remember Dylan, Calvin, David, Jeff, and Ruth's performances at Mr. Pharmacy? Those were awesome. I even got to watch Dylan perform his Mr. Rogers skit at PDW last year, and he did awesome. The talent just wasn't the same this year without the BSPs to represent, the 2019s to represent. Remember having money? That'll be a nice feeling to learn again in a few years when your student debt's paid off. So we're not there yet. Do you remember being the second last year to ever convocate with a BSP? Don't forget that. Our degree is unique and something I will always be proud to represent. And here's the last one. Do you remember our white coat ceremony? It was quite an honor to be welcomed in the College of Pharmacy and Nutrition that day. So I recently took a look at our pledge to professionalism, which we made during that ceremony. I'd like to remind you of two of the things which we committed to that day. So I quote, "To build and reinforce professional identity founded on integrity, ethical behavior, and honor. To incorporate into my life and practice dedication to excellence. This will require an ongoing reassessment of personal and professional values." I just thought these were great reminders of the responsibility we are taking on as healthcare professionals. Never lose your energy or your fire for healthcare, and never grow weary in doing good for others. To summarize what I wanted to get across to you today, I believe in each and every one of you, and I want you to believe in yourselves too. We are so lucky to have found a profession that provides us the chance to change people's lives for the better each and every day. We are blessed to represent a highly respected profession in the community thanks to the pharmacists who have come before us. We should be eager to show the world the talents we bring to the table, talents which do not come without relentless hard work and constant updating of knowledge. And while we can't heal the world of its health issues, we can use our talents to change lives for the better. Through our knowledge, sure, but even more so by our devotion to caring for every patient we encounter. Show each of them the love, respect, kindness, and patience that you would want to receive if you were that patient. So I'd like to end with a quote. It's from a movie I used to love when I was little called Patch Adams. If you're familiar with the story, you know he was a medical student, and there were some questions about the way that he practiced his profession. And when being questioned, this was his response. You treat a disease, you'll win or you'll lose. But you treat a person, and I guarantee you'll win every time. So I just want to end with that, and we'll keep the celebration going. And thank you everybody for this night, and have a drink.
Okay, so thank you, Marshall. That was amazing. And our last speaker of the night is Dr. Jane